Imagine spending years building a career you love, only to give it all up for motherhood. Would you regret it? In today's video, we dive into the story of a former lawyer who sacrificed everything for her kids, only to later realize she lost her identity along the way. Did she make the right choice? Could she have managed her time better? And most importantly, what lessons can future mothers learn from her experience? Stay tuned as we break down the hard truths about balancing career, family, and self-identity, and why mothers today don't have to choose one over the other. Let's get into it. Before we dive into our analysis, we're going to start by reading the original post by Jamie Davis Smith, published on Insider. This personal story explores the sacrifices of motherhood, the loss of identity, and the regrets of leaving a career behind. You can find the original article on insider.com under Parenting or Personal Essays. If you need the exact link, I recommend searching for the title or the author's name on their website. When my kids were young, I kept hearing the same things. Enjoy them while they are little. You will miss these days when they are gone. The days are long, but the years are short, seemed to echo from every corner. I jumped into motherhood fully. Most days, I enjoyed my kids and had no regrets. However, now that 3 of my 4 kids are teenagers, I realize how much of myself I gave up. I regret not focusing on myself more and allowing myself to lose my identity outside of motherhood. I am still facing the impact of my decisions from years ago, and correcting the course is difficult. I gave up a job I loved. Even though I had doubts after I had my first child, I left a job I loved. I felt pressure from friends and family to be a stay-at-home mom. I was good at what I did and worked with colleagues I adored. Giving up the salary was hard, but I found that giving up a career I had worked hard to build, dear friends I got to see daily, and a core part of my identity as a lawyer was even harder. Even if it didn't work out, I regret that I didn't try to continue working and didn't look hard enough for a part-time job in my field. Now that my kids are older, I feel this loss acutely, especially as so many of the colleagues I left are at the pinnacle of their careers. After I started staying at home with kids, my social life largely revolved around them. I started spending time with other parents I met at the playground or grabbing coffee with other parents who happened to enroll their kids in the same music class as mine. I made some good friends this way. However, I regret not spending more time fostering the friendships I already had, especially with friends who didn't have kids. Without realizing it, my kids started dictating nearly every aspect of my social life. On the rare occasions I went out without my kids, it was always for a mom's night out, and the conversation largely centered on children. Now that 3 of my kids are teenagers, I am no longer a part of their social lives. They hang out with friends and go to lessons without me. That's how it should be, but I acutely feel the loss of the friendships I let slip when they were younger. Before having kids, I worked out daily and enjoyed preparing dinner every night. I occasionally treated myself to massages. After having kids, I was obsessive about their health, but let my own fall by the wayside. I wouldn't hesitate to take my kids to the doctor for a sniffle, but I skipped my own annual physical for years. I stopped going to the gym because I couldn't figure out how to work it into my schedule. I enrolled my kids in sports to keep them active but sat on the sidelines, exhausted. I pureed fresh fruits and vegetables for my kids but ate pasta and microwavable food myself. When I was achy or stressed, splurging on a massage didn't even cross my mind. As my kids got older, so did I. The impact of neglecting my own health is apparent. It hits especially hard seeing my healthy, active teenagers at the peak of their physical fitness, and knowing that I could have done more to take care of myself. Now that we have gone through the original post, let's break it down and analyze the key takeaways. This story raises an important discussion about motherhood, career sacrifices, and personal identity. I may not know the author of this post personally, but I can confidently say she is both intelligent and accountable. The post outlines everything to avoid as a stay-at-home mom, while simultaneously highlighting the practices that foster a healthy and successful lifestyle in that role. One aspect I truly admire about this author is her refusal to place blame on others. She takes full responsibility. This ownership is essential if you aim to enhance any area of your life or personal growth. Did she manage her time well? Maybe not. Time management is indeed essential, but this story isn't just about struggling to fit everything into a schedule. It's about prioritization. She didn't just lack time. She failed to prioritize herself in the long run. She allowed external pressures to dictate her choices. Many working moms successfully balance careers, personal lives, and parenting by setting boundaries, delegating responsibilities, and making intentional choices. Had she structured her time differently, maybe seeking flexible work arrangements, part-time legal consulting, or even small steps to maintain her identity, she might have avoided feeling so lost later on. Ladies, you don't have to choose all or nothing. There are ways to adapt your career to your life circumstances without giving it up entirely. Instead of quitting altogether, you can adjust your career path while still being present for your kids. Most careers offer many options: part-time work or remote opportunities, consulting or freelance work, shifting to a less demanding role, taking a career break with a plan to re-enter later. Motherhood is a beautiful journey, but it should not come at the cost of losing yourself. You can be a great mom and still maintain your dreams, ambitions, and personal happiness. Balance is the key. Don't make life-changing decisions out of guilt or pressure. Think long-term before quitting a job you love. Set boundaries early. Motherhood is important, but so is your personal growth, friendships, and health. If you step away from work, have a plan to return. Keep networking, upskilling, or working part-time to stay engaged. Your happiness matters too. A fulfilled mom is a better mom. Learn from her regrets so you don't have your own later. What do you think? Should she have handled things differently? Let's discuss in the comments. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.